Hello friends, my name is Brian Moshiri and welcome to my channel. By my side here is my dad. He has not been on the channel for quite a while and we are very happy to have him back on the channel, to have a sit down and just chat, catch up on how things have been. I think the last time you were on the channel was maybe sometime last year in June or July.
Yes, but yeah. Hello everyone, my name is Steven.
Yeah, I didn't even give you the opportunity to say hello. So please say hello to the people.
Hello everyone, my name is Steven Moshiri. I'm Brian's dad. I think the last time I was here was around June. Maybe a month or so when he was starting the channel.
Yes.
Yeah,
so a lot has happened since then. Yeah. The subscriber count has really gone up. We are almost at 45,000 as we are recording this. So God has been good and it's going to be a lot of people's first encounter with you. I would want to introduce you to them and to reintroduce you to the people who already know you. So, like I said, a lot has changed since we last spoke. The channel has grown. There have been a lot of changes. In a nutshell, how have you been in the last few months?
I've been well. We've been continuing with what we do around here, and God has been faithful. We have been good.
Yeah. Do you have anything new that you have been doing, or maybe a new song that you have discovered, a new movie that you've been watching, or something new that has been keeping you interested or excited in the recent past?
I think I'm more comfortable with what I've been watching all through.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of Phil Collins.
Yeah.
And there is this one series that I've watched, I think, so many times. And every time I watch it, I feel as if it's the first time, 24, and I can watch it, and I know I'll continue to watch it. Mm-hmm. And I enjoy watching it. So not much has changed.
Yeah.
But of course, a lot changed around the country, and we learned so many things, especially from the young people. So, and we appreciate the work that they started doing, and I hope they'll continue doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you offered to drive me to the Maandamano, to the protests that were happening last year. How did you feel about me participating in the protest? You know, there was a lot of backlash after I went. A lot of people felt like it was not my place to be there, but you took me there. So what were your thoughts about me participating? I went with my brother Lee, and we also met up with Jane on that day. So how did you feel about your disabled son going to the streets and potentially putting himself in harm's way?
We were not very comfortable when you say that you'll be going for the protests. There was a lot of apprehension here, but we understood that there was a part of you that needed to do that. And I think you did it well, because we waited for you until you finished, and there was no much chaos. So we drove back home, and it was okay. I think most of the things we fear, we are not very comfortable with are the things that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was okay. It was okay. I can say it was okay.
I also think that it was a day well spent, and it was important for everyone to participate, disabled or not. But in my case, I felt like I really needed to be there, not only for myself, but also to represent the community that I'm a part of. And I appreciate that you gave me the support that I needed at the time, because even if I wanted to go there by myself, it would have been really hard. And if you remember well, towards the end of the protest, there was a little chaos. We were stuck in the supermarket and they had to lock the gates to keep the protesters away, because there was a lot going on. So,
people had started shouting, and some tear gas was thrown, and
Yeah.
but we were safe.
Yeah, we were safe,
Yeah.
and it was. I'm very glad that I was able to do that. Some of the most significant changes that have happened in my life include the progression of my relationship with Jane, as she has become my caregiver. What are your thoughts on this change in my life?
At first, it was new, something new for us, because we have been doing it for almost 10 years. And everything that is new, there is a little resistance, but I think she's been learning on the way.
Mm-hmm.
She's been doing a good job. For once, after almost 10 years, I could sleep.
Yeah.
And not wake up at 3.
Mm-hmm.
I can plan a day,
Mm-hmm.
my day for tomorrow, and not thinking that I'll have to come to your room first.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the changes that we've seen.
Yeah.
And again, some of these things, especially caregiving, you have to love it. You have to be ready for any eventuality, because I can understand there have been some situations where when things got out of way, but all in all, she's been doing a good job, and we thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can attest to the good job she has been doing. Right now, when sticking to the topic of caregiving, like you said, for more than 10 years, you were my primary caregiver, and I did not receive care from anyone else. But that has changed significantly,
Mm-hmm.
and now you are almost even my secondary caregiver. How was the transition? Were you happy to get some extra rest, or was it a bit disorienting since you had already gotten used to that routine?
I think it's both ways.
Mm-hmm.
First, I got some time to relax, got some time to maybe catch some sleep that
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't catch before.
Mm-hmm.
Something new always brings you to a place that you were not before. So there's that a little disorientation, because you ask yourself several questions. What is going to happen if this happens?
Mm-hmm.
How will she take it when this happens? All those questions come into play in your mind, and some things, because you don't have the answers, you just wish everything will be okay, and it's been okay.
Yeah.
So it's been well. It's been well, yeah.
Those first months when we started doing care with Jane, was it hard for you to get a good night's sleep, knowing that we were learning something new by ourselves, and there was that potential of something going wrong and us not being able to figure it out? Did it give you some sleepless nights, or did you say, I hope everything is going to be okay, and when it's not okay, I hope they're going to figure it out?
Since we've been around here,
Mm-hmm.
and when you are at home, if something goes wrong, you know how to handle it.
Yeah.
And I knew, since you people are grown-ups,
Mm-hmm.
if there is something that you need some assistance,
Mm-hmm.
you say. And a few occasions we have had that, and we've navigated all through. So it's been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good.
Now that you have had some time to rest,
Mm-hmm.
is there a part of caregiving that sometimes you find yourself almost missing, or you right now you're focusing on rest?
I think that most of, I can say what I really miss is the talk that we have.
Or the conversation.
The conversation that we have when we are doing the caregiving, and we talk about issues that we don't talk much outside here.
Yeah.
So I can say that is what I miss.
Mm-hmm.
And again, what else? Yeah, mostly it's the time that we spend together,
Mm-hmm.
the things that we talk about, and we have time. We have time at that particular time that we want to talk about something. You also introduced me to some new music,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently we don't have the same taste. So
Yeah.
so most of the music you introduced me to, it doesn't really go well with me, but we listen.
Yeah.
And I also play the music that I want to play.
Now that you have been taking rests, having more free time, have you noticed that caregiving has had a toll on your body? Because again, you're still progressing in age. I'm not calling you old, but you know, caregiving is a physically intensive task. So have you noticed that maybe your body is feeling a bit more, you are feeling more comfortable, or you are feeling more relaxed now that you are not having to lift me as much? Or...
Most of the work that we do around here, it involves a lot of manual work.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I'm not doing a lot of lifting and caregiving,
Mm-hmm.
there's still a lot of work that we do around.
Yeah.
That involves that. So I can't say that I've relaxed. The only thing that I can say is there was a way that my day was structured. That this time I'm going to be doing this time I'm going to... That has changed. Mm-hmm. I think that is the only thing that I can say that has really changed, but mm-hmm. not much.
Yes.
Yeah, not much.
Something else that has changed is the amount of assistive devices that we now have, especially devices that are geared towards helping the caregiver. We have a Hoyer lift, and now we have a hospital bed that can go up and down. How do you feel like these things have improved or improve your experience as a caregiver? And would you say that it's something that other families out there who offer care would need and require?
They have greatly improved the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm also happy because Jane is a young lady, and you're also not very, very light.
Yes, I am. So about 75 kilos. So
I appreciate that there are devices that is helping. There are devices which are helping you to lift, to turn. And I think everything good that comes at the right time. Because if those devices were not around, I think it would really take a big toll on Jane's body. Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't want that for a young lady.
Yeah.
So I think they came at the right time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There have been a lot of concerns. There are usually a lot of concerns every time that we post a video about the caregiver's health, whether you should be lifting there, or whether you should be doing this or that, or how you should be doing it. How would you address that issue? Because the truth is that many families, especially here in Kenya, won't be able to access such devices. People will still need to be lifted because they can't afford maybe that lift. People will still need to be given care in a bed that doesn't go up or down. Mm-hmm. What is the reality of the most Kenyan caregivers?
I think we all live in different situations, and every family is going through different challenges, and it's not a clear-cut thing that this is what should be happening. But in an ideal situation, a device is very good because it eases the pressure on your body, on the body of the caregiver, and also it lessens the work that is done on the patient or on the person who is receiving the care,
and also the time.
Yeah. So regarding if devices are good or if they are available, it will be very important if a family is able to access those devices, even if it's only one. But to know the situations around, maybe even where the family resides in, because most of the caregivers, they do it at home.
Yeah.
So it's a bit difficult when you imagine maybe the terrain, the situation of the family, the financial situation of the family. So if you put all that into perspective, I think it's a big challenge. But if a family is able to access that, either through a person who feels that they can help in that way, it will be very, very important, and it will go a long way even to help the person who is receiving the care and also the person who is rendering the care.
Yeah. What do you think is an assistive device that we don't have, that if we had would go that extra step to make things so much easier? Or do you feel like what we already have is working just well enough for us?
If you can remember, we didn't know about wirelift until we traveled.
Yeah.
So I think there are devices that maybe they can help. Some of them we don't even know about them.
Yeah.
Because you discover new things as you go. So if there are other devices which can help a person to give care easily or to receive care easily, I think they all help in their big way.
An accessible van. I think that is that in terms of heavy lifting, that is the only part that is left.
Yeah.
That is the only place where I need to be lifted, because the way our van is, I'm not able to use even a sliding board there. So I feel like maybe should that time come and we are able to get an accessible van where I can drive up with my wheelchair, I think that would reduce by a lot the stresses of having to transfer.
And also asking the question, who is going to help you? Say we are not traveling, we are not traveling together.
Yeah.
And we also, those are the things that we talk about. Who is going to help you to get out of maybe a taxi?
Yes.
Or when you're in town, who is going to help you to get into a taxi?
Yeah.
Those are the questions that we ask ourselves.
I have been traveling a lot, and I've been traveling differently because usually when I travel, we travel together. But this time I've been traveling with Jane, and that has been, again, yet another change. This season has been a season of changes. So it's easier for you, it's easier for your mind when we are here, when you know that we are around. If we need help from you, we can ask. But how has it been for you as a caregiver for 10 years to know that we are 200 kilometers away and we are still in the process of learning the nuances of caregiving? How has it been for you adjusting to that?
There's always that question of where is he now? Is he getting the assistance that he needs? And that I don't think that will change maybe in a few months. Maybe it will change later. So there are still those questions that you ask yourself. But again, knowing that you know the things that we do, and Jane has learned them, So sometimes we rest assured that if there is a problem and you can, as a situation arises, you'll be able to tackle it.
Yeah.
But we always take a sigh of relief when you're back home.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can say that.
Yeah. You know, we during our time together, we have been faced with those challenges that face most people who have disabilities, from stomach upsets to getting infections to pressure sores. How would you rate our effectiveness to deal with those issues as me and Jane as a couple? On the scale of 1 to 10.
The stomach upsets.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most challenging because you don't see it coming. It just happens. So there was a time you had that problem and she tackled it well.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's going to experience anything more than that because it happened away from home.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Mm-hmm.
The matter of pressure sores is something that you learn as you go. So she's running, she's improving every day. So I can say, you're on the right path.
Thank you. In terms of how caregivers, the untold stories of caregivers, do you feel like caregivers are often left out? Do you feel like, especially here in Kenya, like the caregivers are well represented?
I think most of the people do not actually understand what the caregivers do. Although the scope is a bit different on every person, because there are people who can dress themselves, there are those who cannot, there are people who can turn, there are those who cannot. So I think there's that difference on the people who are receiving care. Now, for the caregivers, there is a story that the person who started Motown Records, when they were celebrating 25 years, I think, he said that all the superstars that he has have gone through his hands, and he gave so many people chances to better their talents and all that. He felt that he was not appreciated. I think most of the caregivers are not appreciated. Not by the feeling of the person who is receiving the care, but maybe even the society. Because, and again, I say that knowing that most of the people, especially the public, do not understand what caregiving is. Most of the caregivers, they stop living. They start living the life of the person who is receiving the care. So there's that big issue about the well-being of the caregiver, the everything that goes around caregiving. So, yeah.
You know, most of what you've been doing has been behind the scenes, like most caregivers. But by being on this platform and by talking to me, you are giving a voice to not only your experience as a caregiver, but also the experiences of millions and millions of caregivers around the world. How does it make you feel to give a voice to that, give a voice to your experience?
I think it's very important that people know. First, they know that there's a person called a caregiver. And number two, the work that they do.
The sacrifice,
the commitment, all that. And it's a lot of work, and it's a commitment that you take, and you say that you are going to do it, and you do it. So I think talking about it it's also very important, because people will know.
Mm-hmm. What would you say has been your greatest support system? You know, like you said, caregivers, it can be a lonely world, because I've never heard you maybe going to attend a group meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So because that has not been available for you, where have you been finding your support?
I've been taking care of you for several years now, and you appreciate the work that I do. That alone is okay, and is good with me.
Mm-hmm.
Again, your mom,
Mm-hmm.
she's been there. And even though I do I do most of the work,
Mm-hmm.
behind the scenes, we are doing it together.
Yeah.
So most of the support has also been coming from that side.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we have a question, we discuss. If we have an issue, we discuss. If there's something that needs to be done, most of the time she knows what we are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, as on my part, I've been appreciated first by you.
Mm-hmm.
And also, your friends appreciate the work that I do, and
Yeah.
that is okay with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And I also appreciate the respect that they accord me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would say to maybe a caregiver who might be watching this,
Mm-hmm.
that it is important for them to also have that space where they can go and just have a conversation, and maybe have support, someone to lean on when maybe they have something that is bearing heavy on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, switching gears, you recently have gotten engaged. I would want to know what were your thoughts about about me crossing that bridge and coming from just a young man to a young man now who is looking towards having a wife and possibly and hopefully having a family.
I come from a school of thought where we talked about if you are going to marry me.
Mm-hmm.
And there were no so many ceremonies. Those who wanted to do the weddings, they planned. Now it's not like that, you know. You date somebody, you get engaged, and I can say we were not surprised. We expected it, and we are happy. We are happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we only pray that what you have will last, and I know it will last, because I know it's grounded on truth. She knows so much about you. You know so much about her. And there's a lot of communication. I see a lot of communication. So I know, and I believe that this is something that is going to go well, and it's going to last for long.
Did you ever worry that I would never be able to find someone who would be accepting of me to the extent of me even marrying them at some point, as a father to a son who has a severe disability? Did it ever cross your mind that maybe this young man may never find someone who is going to be right for them, who is going to want to spend life with them?
Of course, those fears come.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you remember what your mom always says, that we do what we can do today, and you don't try to so much analyze what may happen tomorrow, because you don't know.
Yeah.
So you live your life, you do what you can do today, and you wait and you hope for the best tomorrow. And I think that is what we did. And I can say tomorrow is turning out good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is today, and today is turning out really good.
Yeah.
Something amazing has been happening in all our lives in the last few days. After we posted the video of the proposal, it has gone viral, and for the first time, I can say that people have really known who I am and what I do. But were you concerned that me going viral would also come with some negativity? And I hope, and I'm glad that it didn't come. But did you have those fears that, every time someone goes viral or the country is talking about something negative is always around the corner? Did you fear that we were going to be trolled online?
There is always that. We are all different people. And people react differently. Some just want to mess up your day because maybe their days are messed up. So, but you take the best part, and the best part has been a lot of appreciation, and that is what we were hoping for, and that is what happened. So, so far it's been good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have received a lot of love and a lot of offer for gifts.
Mm-hmm. Since it's going to be your wedding, now you have to set the terms that this is what I would want.
Yeah.
And what you want is what we are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So whether I like crowds or whether I don't, then it won't matter so much.
Yeah.
What will matter is what kind of a function would you want?
Yeah. And it will be if God wills it and we are able to do that wedding, it will be the first wedding in our family for quite some time. I think the last wedding that was done here was Uncle James's wedding in the 80s.
Yeah, some 35 years ago.
Wow, that's a long time. Yeah, so that aside, this year I commemorated 11 years since the accident. How would you describe those years? First, I want you to describe it from your perspective as a parent, you and mom. How has it been for you? And then how would you describe it on my side? How have you seen me change and grow throughout those years?
Like I said in the other interview, or the other talk that we had, I think our family grew closer because of the accident. We become closer, and maybe it's because we've been together now and we're spending a lot of time together. As on your part, I can say you've grown. You were 19, you are almost 20 when you got the accident. Of course, there are those phases in life that you change you from a teenager, a young adult and all that. And I have seen you grow in so many areas. I've seen you become more focused on what you are doing.
A parting shot, something you'd want to leave us with?
I think all I can say is thank you so much. You've been let me say you've been of much help in terms of encouragement, in terms of support, and sometimes we were talking about what if you started this channel and you didn't get subscribers. You would feel as if you're doing something wrong. or you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
So even as the channel grows, we've seen a lot of even a lot of appreciation from people saying that you've touched their lives, saying that you're doing something different, and that is good for the community and the people around and the people who watch. And for the subscribers, I can only say thank you so much. We appreciate you, every one of you, and please continue doing that, and we'll continue to appreciate you and to give you what to open up our lives, so that in that instance you can get maybe an inspiration or a strength somewhere that you needed, maybe just somebody to tell you it's going to be okay, and tomorrow will be better than it is today.
Yeah. That's a powerful way to end. And like my dad said, to all the viewers and subscribers, supporters, and people who go that extra mile of supporting us with what we need or what we may require, we just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for watching up to this point, and see you on the next one.